Hi, and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. Thanks so much for joining us right here on Charter Channel 8, where you can see us 6 days a week. The great thing about right now, living today, is that you can also find us on the internet, and you can do that through YouTube, or you can go to Leanne's thethirdhandproduction.com website. We're also on Facebook, and when you like us on Facebook, Leanne does upload the most recent episode right to your Facebook feed, so it's easy to keep an eye on what's going on in your community. Like today, we're going to be talking about Fire Safety Month. Also, we're talking with Public Health about the flu shots, clinics that are coming up, and some more information, so you're going to want to stick around for that, so make sure you do that. But we also are encouraging you to let us know what's going on in your community. If you've got an event coming up, or even a topic that you'd like to discuss, let us know. You can give us a call at 390-5751, or you can email us at owatonatoday@charter.net. Let us know what you've got going on. We'll see what we can do to get you on the air and talk about some important issues to you as well. So stay with us. We'll be talking with Karen from Public Health in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hi, I'm Pete Connor. I'm here to say some things about an upcoming bicycle safety course that's going to be held here in Owatonna. It's called TS 101. It'll be held on the 26th and 27th of September. It's for people who are riders or drivers of bicycles that want to learn more about bike safety, about bike rules, and about bike handling technique. If you have any interest, give me a call. I'm at 456-1099.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I'm here with Karen. Hi.
Great.
She doesn't have a microphone on. Should we put one on her?
What did we do?
I don't know. Let's put one on her real quick. We would like to have people hear what you have to say, Karen, if that's okay.
All right.
All right. I know. So tell me, Karen, let's introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay, I'm Karen Fountaine. I am an RN and a public health nurse, and I work for Steele County Public Health. And one of the areas that I work in is promoting influenza vaccinations.
How long have you been working with public health?
I've been at public health since 2006.
Okay. And so it's kind of in your nursing lifetime, the awareness of influenza shots and even the availability of them has been quite significant, the change in that, hasn't it? And what have you seen as far as the health of those people who get the shots and the difference that has made?
What we would like to do is, with influenza, every year approximately 24,000 people in the United States die from influenza complications. And so one of our goals at Public Health is to encourage as many people as we can to get an influenza vaccination. In the past, the group that was targeted were people that were over the age of 65 years. But what we're finding is that influenza vaccinations really are good for every person. And another age group that is hospitalized in a high rate are children under the age of 5. And so that is a group that we target. Now this year, and in the past couple years, we also are targeting a couple other groups that we're seeing issues in. One of those are people who have chronic illness. The incidence of diabetes asthma, heart disease, and people that have a BMI over 40 are also at higher risk of having to be hospitalized or seek medical attention if they contract influenza.
And that's quite a large, significant part of our population,
Yes,
isn't it?
and then also pregnant women. And in the past, there was a fear that if pregnant women were vaccinated, it could perhaps be detrimental to the fetus, but data does not show that at all. In fact, data shows that vaccinating pregnant women is one of the best things we can do to protect the pregnant woman from ending up in the hospital with influenza.
Which can have a significant effect on that baby.
Yes, on
as
the
well.
developing fetus.
Wow. And so the one of the things I always find fascinating is that there's a bit of a, I want to say, guessing game as to what strains is going to be happening. But let's do this one thing first. Let's describe the difference between the flu, influenza, and the flu, what we might call the flu.
Okay.
Because the flu, we say we have the flu and maybe we just have a fever, but that's not really what influenza is.
No, actually there's the common cold, and there's many different cold viruses out there. And then the influenza is more of a generalized achiness, where it's just systemic. You have a headache, you feel terrible, you probably are running a fever, and it lasts longer. And the chances of that influenza leading to sinus and pneumonia is a lot greater. And so it's just a more systemic respiratory illness.
Okay, and so it affects more of your respiratory than maybe
Yes.
your stomach issues or anything like that.
For the most part, the influenza does not affect the stomach.
Okay.
But it's more of a generalized achiness for the muscles, headaches, and then, as I said, our main concern is that the virus lodges in the and affects the lungs, the bronchus.
And because this virus does mutate and change, the public health and those working with them do the best they can to get what they feel might be the strongest virus
Yes.
that season.
Yes.
And that's what the shots are for.
Yes. Because viruses change, they mutate from year to year, and because the flu vaccination is really made to last perhaps 6 months to 9 months, that's why we need to get a flu vaccination every year.
People sometimes feel like, well, I don't want to get the flu shot because then I will get the flu. But that's really not how this works.
No,
No.
that really is impossible
Yeah.
because the flu vaccine is made with a killed or an inactivated virus. And so we know that sometimes people feel that the flu shot or the flu vaccination has given them the flu, but what really has happened is that they came in contact with someone that had the influenza, and what they're contracting probably is influenza before the vaccine has had a chance to take hold, because it takes about 2 weeks from the time you get a flu vaccination for the antibodies to protect you.
Well, we want to talk about where the clinics are going to be available. When can people start getting their shots to ward off the flu?
Yes. I'm here to talk a little bit about our public health clinics, but in public health, we want people to get a flu vaccination whenever and wherever it is convenient for them. Our main goal is just for as many people to get vaccinated as possible. So there are opportunities right now in our community to get vaccinated at the pharmacies. You can call the Owatonna Clinic. There was last weekend a flu vaccination clinic at Kohl's department store in conjunction with children's clinics out of Minneapolis. And then I'm here to tell you a little bit about what we have to offer at Public Health.
Okay.
We will be scheduling our public clinics the week, we think, of October the 6th.
Okay.
But we also want people to look at our website and be aware that we will be posting information on those specific times and dates of clinics.
Yes.
And so that is just a general idea of when we think we will be holding the
Because you're waiting
clinics.
for the vaccine to be manufactured and come to you. So you got to kind of wait till that gets there.
Actually, the vaccine has been manufactured. It's just a matter of most of us waiting a little bit for our shipments to come in.
So that's all it is.
No,
It's,
we've
once it
been
comes in, boom, you're
Yes.
ready to go.
We've been assured the vaccine is, there is plenty that was manufactured this year. It's just a matter of the fact that with so many different groups now being eligible and us encouraging people to get vaccination, there have been many hundreds of thousands and millions of doses of vaccine made, and it all needs to get shipped out.
Yep, and it all needs to be used.
Yes.
Get every one of those used. That's what
Yes.
our goal is.
Yes, because as of, the vaccine is good for 1 year, and what we don't use by June, we have to throw away, destroy.
So let's get those out and protect
Yes.
people.
Yes.
So you have some specific times, though. You were talking about a little bit about there's schools are actually
Yes.
giving opportunities for people.
Yes, so in addition to the vaccinations that we will be doing at Steele County Public Health, and we will be going out into the communities at Medford, Ellendale, Owatonna, and Blooming Prairie, and those will probably be occurring the week of October 6th, but please watch our website and flyers for more information. And then we also want to promote, there's a company called Homeland Health Specialists, and they correspond with our school nurses, and they will be in the communities also of Medford, Ellendale, Blooming Prairie, and the Roosevelt School in Owatonna. And even though their target group are school-aged children, these clinics are open to anyone 6 months of age through 85, no top limit.
On up.
On up. And so we will also be posting a flyer about those clinics on our website. And if anyone wants to check our website for information, we also at the present, we have the information about the Homeland clinics, and within the next couple of weeks, we'll be posting the information about those clinics I was telling you where we're going out into the communities. And so if you go to www.co.steele.mn.us, or you can just Google Steele County homepage, and when you go to the first page, on the left side, there will be a section that would say Public Health Nursing. Click onto that, and then when you click onto that, on the left side also, you will see a link that says Flu Clinics.
Okay.
And we will have the flyers posted there.
And again, like you said, if any opportunity, you can get this wherever you are. We do want to make sure that you ask questions. If
Yes.
you're nervous about where you're going to get it, like the pharmacy is kind of new, just ask questions. The pharmacist will be glad to answer what their training is and that kind of thing.
Yes, and what vaccinations they're offering.
It's been a pleasure talking to you today. I want to have her back because you mentioned something else we wanted to talk about.
Yes.
And that was the
Enterovirus.
We might have her back and talk about the enterovirus and some precautions you can take for that. So thank you so much for your time today,
Okay,
Karen.
thank you, Shelley.
We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Nothing you could do could make me turn my back on you. When you're looking for a fight, I'm your man. When you need a friend, you got my hand.
Start a team. Join a team. Walk to End Alzheimer's. Visit alz.org/walk today.
You got my hand.
Hi, I'm Rick Smith, Golf Course Superintendent of the Brooktree Golf Course. Brooktree is an 18-hole championship golf course featuring well-manicured greens, tees, and fairways. We are open to the public. I challenge you to find a better maintained golf course for the money we charge here at Brooktree. Come on out and play Brooktree, a great golf course.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life. A quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, this is Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better. At Amy Swain Hearing Centers, we offer many different brands of hearing instruments because everyone has a different lifestyle. Let me, Dr. Amy Swain, help you find the best hearing device for your hearing needs at Amy Swain Hearing Centers of Owatonna, Austin, and Waseca. Call 1-800-804-3361 for an appointment today, or visit my website.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty. And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna. And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I'm shushing the fire chief because I can. We have in studio with us Mike Johnson. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, because this is an important month for firemen around the nation.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We have our Fire Prevention Month, and
Yeah.
we're doing a lot of public education events throughout the country.
What are we focusing on this year as far as when you're doing your public education events?
Well, like we have in the past, we're going to have an open house, and that'll be October 5th, and that'll be 4 to 7. Tickets can be purchased at the Owatonna Fire Department. They're $6 in advance, and then they're $8 at the door, and kids under 5 eat for free.
Okay.
But one of the good things, other than just coming
Because
down...
and that's for the chili feed too.
Yeah, for the chili
feed. The open house is, they don't have to pay to get an open house.
And the open house is just
Yeah.
part of the chili
Okay,
feed.
good.
And a couple things we're doing is we're going to have some exhibits set up for public education for fire extinguisher use. We'll have some fire extinguishers there. Residents can come down and ask questions how to use their fire extinguisher. And the other thing we're going to have is a station set up where people can bring their smoke detectors down if they have questions,
Nice.
or just stop by and ask questions, because we get a lot of calls where people's smoke detector just starts beeping and they're not sure why.
Yeah.
And we're going to show them how they can go through and clean that detector and check the detector, and then also remind people that if they're over 10 years old, they want to replace them.
Yeah. Well, and then of course it depends on what kind of you have. If you have a hardwired smoke detector, do you need to replace that one, or?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
The hardwired, the battery operated ones,
Doesn't matter.
but there's a lot of different technology in smoke detectors. But one of the things is if you get dust in those sensing chambers, that can cause some false activations. And those sensors do age, and as they get older, they're not as effective as they were. So they need to be replaced at 10 years.
You were mentioning fire extinguishers. In your opinion, should every kitchen have a fire extinguisher?
Yeah, we like to see them in every home and every business, and you should know where they're at, and you should know how to use those fire extinguishers. The directions are right on the extinguishers. They're not that expensive, but we also like to see them in vehicles, farm equipment, in boats, all these different areas. You should have a fire extinguisher there and available to use if you need to.
And I was thinking of the kitchen specifically, just because the grease fires, that kind of thing. Is the kitchen one of the places where fires happen most often?
It is, and kitchen fires are one of our biggest problems, and there's a lot of different strategies you can use. They do make some magnetic extinguishers that you can put on the top of your hood. And if you have a fire, the heat causes the lid to come off, and it'll dump a powder down if you have a fire.
Really? So you basically kind of have your own little sprinkler system in there.
Yeah. Or the other thing is just the old fashioned way that we teach people is just put a lid over the pan, but you got to have the lid there when you're cooking.
Yeah. So it's kind of just being aware of what you're doing and just being ready. That's a hard thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a great statement, being aware, because most of our kitchen fires are unattended fires where people will put something on the stove and they walk away and they forget about it, or they're doing other activities. We're all very busy.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things. If you're cooking, you need to be there and attend to what you're cooking. Otherwise, you could have a kitchen fire.
Well, that's I think an important thing why people need to come to the open house, because then you can kind of talk them through, this is what we have seen and this is why you need to do this.
Yep.
Because after it happens, they're going to do that from now on, but let's not even get to the after it happens kind of thing.
It's a chance to get educated. You get to see some of our equipment. We're going to hopefully have our new rescue pumper that's going to be there for where people can look at that. You can get tours of the fire station.
Yeah, well, when we had that tour of the fire station, it's a huge facility and it's very beautiful.
Yes, it
and
is.
I'm just kind of proud of Owatonna's fire department, because I know you have dedicated people who sleep there all the time, and the building itself is just extraordinary.
Yep, so it's a great chance to come down there, see the firefighters, see some of our equipment, get some good food, chili or wild rice soup.
Oh, I love wild rice.
So
I'm
it's
a
a It's a good afternoon to come down and have some fun for the family.
Yeah, good. And of course, kids love those fire trucks. That's a favorite. Will the kids be able to get up and see what's on some of the inside of them, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's the whole reason we do this, to help the kids understand fire safety and get to know the firefighters.
Good, great, good. We also wanted to talk a little bit about, we've got a lot of trains coming through the Owatonna area, especially certain parts of town, and we're seeing oil tankers come through. And we're wondering if you guys have a contingency plan in case there's an emergency.
Yeah, and a lot of the concern from the public is about the crude oil that's coming from the Bakken oil fields in North Dakota. We don't get a large volume of that crude oil coming through our area, but we do get crude oil that comes through in smaller amounts that's there. But what I can tell most residents is we've had hazardous materials come through our rail lines. We have 2 railroads that come through Steele County. This is nothing new to us. We have ethanol and all kinds of other things.
That could be emergency type of situations.
Yeah, in fire departments in Steele County, law enforcement, ambulance, all first responders have emergency response guidebooks. And in the United States, people are required to placard railroad cars and trucks with a number that indicates what that hazardous material is that they're carrying.
Okay.
And in our response guidebooks, which we have with us, and the computers, we can look that up, get all the response information we need as far as evacuation, protective distances, what the firefighting methods should be used for that particular chemical, and then what the health hazards are for that chemical. And we can quickly identify it and develop an incident action plan to make sure that everybody's safe that's in that area.
Because quite honestly, our community is not going to necessarily be unique from anyone else's. And so to have those codes is, just universal makes a lot of sense because it's going to be the same situation no matter where you are.
Yeah, and firefighters are required to train on this every year. And they'll go through, they're very good at it, they can identify it. And we do have the equipment in place, and we know what we need to do for these different types of chemicals.
Okay, good.
I have a question.
Oh, we have a question from off camera.
From the audience.
The audience. Yes, ma'am. Your question.
Yes. Do the railroad companies let you know what type of hazardous materials are coming through town?
She's asking if the railroad companies know if the fire.
If they
specifically
notify the fire, law enforcement about what type
exactly
of
is coming
hazardous
through.
chemicals are coming through.
They haul so many different chemicals on their trains. So their requirement is to placard that car, just like a truck company has to placard
So they're
their
not
trailer.
sending a list of here's what's coming through. They're just, as it goes through, this one's that, this one's that.
And example for trains, on the train, they'll have a bill of lading, which will have a list that indicates what's in each car, which car that is in position on the train, that helps us identify that. So if we had a train derail with hazardous materials, one of the things we can do is look at the placards, and if we can get a hold of the conductor or engineer, we can go back and get that bill of lading, and we can determine which car in what order on the train and what's on as far as chemicals.
Yeah.
And on that list, it also has the incident action plan in case there was a leak or a spill or a fire.
So they're as prepared. They should be as prepared as you are with what they're carrying and what the process would be to protect anybody.
Yep. Anybody that's transporting hazardous materials has to have some special training for those materials.
Okay, good. We had something else we were going to talk about. Do you remember what it was?
Well, we were going to talk about juvenile fire setting.
Thank you.
And just wanted to bring up that in our fire department, if we have children in our community that have experimented with fire, playing with matches, lighters, things like that, we do have a program in place. They can just call the fire station, and we can go through and work with those children to help come up with a prevention program to prevent them from getting hurt or causing a fire that's in place. So if people are interested in it, and if they have any questions, they can just call the fire station and get that information.
Yeah, because some kids find it fascinating. And it's not because they're trying to hurt anybody. This is a fascinating process. And to be able to go and meet with people who are professionals and to help them understand the consequences, it's better than saying, hiding it or being ashamed of it. It's just a normal thing. Some kids are fascinated by it.
Yeah, and it goes through different age groups, but the key is the word consequences, is when you play a fire, you could be injured, somebody could die, and also there's a loss of property that's there. So one of the things in this program, we work with the children or youth and talk about what those consequences are and help them get a better understanding by their age group to help them understand that it's not a good thing to play with fire.
Good. Thanks for your time today. Really
Oh,
appreciate it.
so-
If they want chili, the chili feed tickets, they can get them at the fire station.
Yes, they can. They can stop by and get them from any firefighter or stop by the fire station.
Good. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Pete Grant, Superintendent, Owatonna Public Schools. We know that the financial stability of a family depends on good education. The United Way programs and initiatives prepare children to come to kindergarten ready to learn and offers mentorships and tutoring through the early school years. We're proud to be part of this United Way Community Campaign leadership team and encourage you to give generously this year. Our children are counting on us, and we're counting on you.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jake with Napa Auto Parts.
Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Time for a look at some of your community service announcements. The Associated Church is adding a new indoor prayer labyrinth built by Noah Moore, an Eagle Scout. It is an ancient tool in which a person meditatively walks to the center of the circle and back out again to focus on prayer. If you want more information about this prayer labyrinth or see when it is available for use, you can contact the church at 451-1546. Would you like to learn more about safe bicycling? Attend Traffic Skills 101. This is Friday, September 26th and Saturday the 27th. It is through Steele County Public Health, and it is the class is taught by licensed cycling instructors. For more information, you can contact them at their offices. Area residents are invited to donate blood at the Owatonna Hospital Friday, September 26th. The American Red Cross will be on site from 9 to 3 in the conference rooms. You must be healthy, at least 17 years of age, weigh at least 110 pounds or more. Schedule an appointment by calling 507-977-2778. And Culture Fest, 16th Annual Culture Fest is coming up. You want to make sure you get in there. It is, of course, free admission as always. It is September 27th at Wilson Elementary School from 10:30 to 4:30 a.m. And this year, the race begins with the amazing Culture Race. You can find out more information at culturefest.org. And Kaplan Woods Single Track Test Ride is asking you to celebrate thus as they open their first mile of trail. The ride is the new single track, and we'll find out about future trail plans as well. Straight River Sports will be having demo bikes, and ages 12 or over with a parent present is available. There's a barbecue at 1 until the food runs out, and that is September 27th from 1 to 5. It's the first annual Masquerade Celebration, a celebration of art and music with the Owatonna Arts Center. It's Saturday, September 27th from 6 to 11. It is $50 per person. Cocktails are at 6 o'clock with 7 p.m. music, appetizers, and fun. There is a steampunk theme. It's going to be a great time. There will be prizes for the best male and female steampunk contests, giveaways, and raffles. So much fun. You want to check that out. We will see you on Friday, and make sure you are checking out what's going on with us on the Facebook page. We'll see you then.